Welcome to the Math Help channel. Today's video, we will cover how to graph a circle on a coordinate plane. Throughout the course of this video, I'll do a few examples, and during the examples, I will cover some of the more finer details on that with regards to the process of graphing these on. All there really isn't a whole lot to go on with these things because it's not a very difficult figure. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to go ahead and start with the general formula. I'm going to start with it dead center. Okay, so the center is at the origin. So the center is at the origin, but first I'm going to give you the basic one that we're going to use for the duration of this problem. So it's going to be x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay, this is the general formula for a circle. Okay, the center is at hk. Center is at hk, and the radius is just r, or take this value and take the square root. Okay. Okay. I mean, those are generally the basics. And when you're graphing the circle, all you need is the center and the radius itself. You're going to plot the center, and then from the center, you're going to count so many units up, down, left, and right. Because how that's defined is the radius. The radius allows you to do that. The most basic one is dead center, where the center is 0, 0. So you have x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared. Let's go equals r squared, or x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Center's at 0, 0, and the radius is r. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and graph a couple. One or two, one at the center, at the origin, and one not. And I'll explain I'll explain the easiest way to plot this curve. The first one let's do is x squared plus y squared equals 25. Okay, so earlier I mentioned that you have x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So and I also mentioned that we need two pieces of information. You need the center and the radius. Well, if you remember earlier, when there is nothing attached to the x and the y, x squared and the y squared, the center's at 0, 0. And the radius is the square root of this number right here. Okay? The square root of this number, you all should know, is 5. So we have everything we need, so let's just go ahead and draw our coordinate plane. And trust me, I am not the most artistic being here. If an artistic skill was needed for math, I wouldn't be giving you all these videos. Okay, so the center's at 0, 0, so we're going to go ahead and plot that. Center is at 0, 0. Pretty simple, right? Now, from the origin, you're going to count this many units up, down, right, and left. Okay? That many units. So start here and you can count up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to plot one right there. Okay? And you're going to do that each time. But you're not going to count from the new point. Once you plot that point, you go back to your origin and then count that number of units again. So, sorry here, now let's go to the right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you're going to plot your new point right on this coordinate, right there. Got it? You're going to repeat that. Let's extend this a little bit. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you just connect. Oh Lord! All right, see, as I said, I have no artistic ability, which means I cannot draw a perfect circle. But that's not necessarily the point. Generally, your instructions for specific homework problems will ask you just to sketch the graph. The most important part are the coordinates themselves. And as you can see, they are equidistant from the center, and that's what is called the radius. Okay? Although it doesn't look like a circle geometrically, but using coordinates, you can see that they are equidistant from the center, which means this is a circle. Okay. What if we had an equation where the radius is not a perfect square? For example, 12. 12, as you know, is not a perfect square. So let's go from here. So the center, again, I didn't change anything, is 0, 0. Nothing's attached here. The radius, remember, is the square root of this number, which is square root of 12, or 2 square root of 3. All right? Now, you may not know, graphing this, you need to be relatively accurate. So bring in a calculator if you need it, unless some of you know the value of the square root of 3. I happen to know it. It's about 1.71, I think, 1.73, give or take a little bit. So we can use that and plot an approximate, use that for an approximate radius. So that would mean this is about 2 times 1.71, or 3.42. Okay? Like I said, it's not perfect. It's not entirely, it's not accurate to like 9 decimal places. This is a rough estimate. As long as you know what around what this value is, that's what they're going for. So let's go ahead and plot. Let's repeat the process from the previous problem for this one. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, again, what I just did, that would not give us a nice ellipse, a circle. All right. So 0, 0, and you're just going to go about this far. So when they tell you to sketch it, just 3.42, so go about 3.5. As long as you show the work that the radius is, is this, your teacher's not going to measure out exactly what the radius is supposed to be, just as long as you show it mathematically. So about 3.4, so we'll grab about 3.5 from each way, so about right here. 3.4, 5 or so, and right here, right there. You don't remember how we were able to create this? Go, rewind the video a little bit, and we'll just, again, not, I swear, I have no artistic ability. You know what? Not ashamed to admit it. Okay, so we get the general idea, right? Now let's move it around a little bit. Let's move the circle around. What I mean by that is the center's not at the origin. All right, so let's say we have x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 9. Okay, here I'm going to make this as simple as possible, okay? Let's start off with the basic, a more basic form of this. let's pretend we're not moving this around or anything. Let's pretend that the origin is, the center is 0, 0. So let's look at x squared plus y squared equals 9. That has a center of 0, 0 and a radius of 3, right? 0, 3, 3, 3, and 3, right? That's for that equation. Pretty easy, right? But generally, all this is, you're just moving this curve to the right 2 and down 3. Right? Because remember, this was x. This general form was x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where the center was h k. Negative, positive. So if this was positive, that has to be negative. Got it? So that means this is positive, and that's going to be negative as our center. So your center for this one is 2, negative 3. So all we're going to do is we're just going to shift this and all the other points right 2 and down 3. Okay? 90 minus. Okay, here we go. So that means now we can graph this. And I have no idea why I erased that coordinate plane. That would have been very nice right here, but that's okay. Okay, so 2, negative 3. And then you just go from here, and then your radius, remember, is the square root of this. So it's 3. Okay, so you just count up from there. Up, down, left, and right, just like before. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oops. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And disconnect the outside dots. Oh, Lord. I swear. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I just cannot draw. You get the general idea, right? So that's about it. Doesn't take very much to move to graph a circle. Again, all it really is you're just moving the center around. The way you draw the calculate the other 4 points is exactly the same. So if you have any more questions, leave comments, rate, and thanks for watching.